Hey YouTube, this is Gamer Corey, and today I'm coming back with some more Clash Royale content. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the Legendary Challenge that is now available to you guys. So hopefully you guys have taken advantage of the free entry. If you guys have not, I have literally the perfect deck for you guys. I went a 11-3. I almost got it. I was so mad. I was 11-1, and then I lost the last two. I was so disappointed. But this is the deck to have. It is the Mega Knight, Zap, Bats, Ice Spirit, Goblin Gang, Balloon, Electro Wizard, and the Miner. So what I want to do for you guys is I want to jump into a couple replays and show you what this deck can do, and hopefully if you guys haven't used your free entry, you guys can kick some butt on this challenge. So here we go. Alright, so in this deck specifically, I better turn my sound on so you guys can actually hear it. In this battle right here, I wanted to feature it for you because it's actually very similar to ours, but it has a direct counter to the Mega Knight, which is the P.E.K.K.A. So hopefully you guys can kind of learn a little bit what I'm doing right here. As you can see, I'm sending in the Balloon, the Bats, and I didn't really have a good starting hand, but I eventually get the Miner down there, and the Balloon is not going to get, it gets a one drop for us, and a little bit of tower damage, getting it down to 1464. So he's got a nice push. He's got the guards, the Electro Wizard, and then he also sent in the Miner as well. And we're pretty much going to stop that push right there. So he had a nice, strong counter push, but luckily I was able to stop it from going a little bit further than he was hoping that it would have gone. So as you can see, he has the P.E.K.K.A. in his hand. He also has the Bandit instead of, like, say, the Balloon that we have. But he's got a direct counter to my Balloon, which is the Poison, the Electro Wizard, and the minions right there. So this is where I find out that he's got the P.E.K.K.A. and I'm like, oh great, here we go. What am I going to do about this? So he's got the Electro Wizard. He's going to go ahead and zap right through all of that. It cuts through my Bats, and it also does a lot of damage to my Mega Knight right there. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Goblin Gang right here to distract the P.E.K.K.A. as best as possible. I'm going to zap out those minions. And unfortunately, he doesn't get any hits with the P.E.K.K.A. itself, but the minions do a little bit of damage. And thank goodness that Miner didn't get down before my tower was able to kill that last minion, so I was able to take that out. And he does get my tower down to 882, so I gotta figure out, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do a little bit differently? So I know that right now I can't place my Mega Knight on the field, but he's gonna have a direct counter push to that because he's got the P.E.K.K.A. So I gotta be really careful what I'm gonna do right here. So I do a nice strong push with the Miner and the Bats, getting it down to 413 right now, and now we're going into double elixir time. So right now is where I need my deck to shine. So right now I have a little bit of advantage. He does use the zap on my Goblin Gang right here. I'm going to go in and Ice Spirit and zap that and allow my Balloon to at least get one hit on that tower. Unfortunately, I don't get any other hits on that other tower because that Electro Wizard stops my Miner, and I was trying to get that tower down a little bit. I was trying to do some chip damage, and it just didn't really work out for me. So his Poison does take out the rest of my Goblin Gang, and now he's got a Bandit and his guards coming in. That Bandit does do a dash right there, but he gets my tower down to 6, and my Miner does some chip damage. I take out that right-hand tower, so really all he has to do is zap or something like that, maybe get his Miner down there, but he decides to zap right there. So now we got 10 seconds. So now I have to figure out what I want to do right here, because I know that I can't really push with the Mega Knight because he's got that direct counter, which is the P.E.K.K.A. And he's waiting for my Mega Knight to come into play so that he can do something about it. Unfortunately, my Balloon doesn't get down there, but it's going to do a little bit of damage right here just because I thought it was close enough. I guess it wasn't. So unfortunately, it was just one tile too far away, but when it's up in the air, it looks like when it drops that it's actually going to hit it. So anyway, so I'm going to use my Miner and my Balloon to get down there. Obviously, I'm doing some chip damage as best as I can with that, but the guards and the Bandit are placed in a perfect spot right there. My Ice Spirit does a great job at taking out the minions that are put into play right there. My Goblin Gang doing a good job against the Bandit right there. I'm going to use my Electro Wizard to take out the rest of the Miner and a little bit of the guards, and then it does take the dash of that. So the Miner goes in, and this is where I just need to finish the chip damage. He obviously knows that he is going to lose right now, and then I'm just going to go ahead and zap, get a little bit of extra damage right there, and we're able to get a 2-crown victory just because I knew that he had the P.E.K.K.A., and as long as I didn't play my Mega Knight, there was nothing that he could do about it. So eventually, just the chip damage with the Miner was able to get that victory. So let's get into another replay and check out what this deck can do for you guys. All right, so here is another great replay. As you can see, he does have the Mega Knight in his deck as well. So it's a very similar deck to what we have. And then he also has that Inferno Dragon. So we're going to have to be really careful about what we're doing. Obviously, at this point, we don't know that he has the Mega Knight or the Inferno Dragon. So we're just going to be really careful. And the other card that's going to do a lot of damage against my balloon right there is going to be that Executioner. So I'm going to have to play really, really smart right here. But I do get that tower with the final bomb from the balloon, getting it down to 12-16, and right here I find out that he's got the Executioner, and I'm going, what am I going to do right here, guys? What am I going to do? So I'm going to go ahead and wait till that Executioner does focus on my tower. And right now I have a little bit of a lead because he does get my tower down to 1284 with that push, but now my Electro Wizard's going in. Knight is perfectly placed as a nice little counter. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put down the Goblin Gang. That's going to take out the Knight pretty quickly. He does have to zap it, so that is a positive elixir trade for me right there. But his tower is going to do a wonderful job at cleaning up that what the zap wasn't able to finish. And now we have to basically build up our elixir, and right now we're pretty much at the exact same elixir pace. So we just got to be really careful how we're going to play this. Obviously, he has his Electro Wizard selected right there, and I don't even know at this point if I've seen his Mega Knight, so I want to be really careful. I decided to push hard on the other side just because he uses the Electro Wizard on that side, which is a really strong counter to my balloon. I'm able to do a little bit of damage, and that final bomb will kill some of those Spear Goblins right there. So now I don't have to worry about some of the air. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Spear Goblins right here. He's probably going to zap them out like he did last time. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw down my Electro Wizard to stop that Inferno Dragon from touching that tower. And my Electro Wizard is actually going to do a really good job at taking out that Knight. The Knight only gets my tower down to 1898. And that's because I was able to place the Electro Wizard in such a place where the Inferno Dragon wasn't really able to do any damage to my tower, and I was able to take it out really quickly. And right now I'm doing a little bit of chip damage with my miner right there. I'm not really sure why he's not preventing it. He does throw his Executioner in the in the far back there. Doesn't waste any elixir. You guys gotta make sure that in this challenge, don't do what I'm doing right there and wasting a little bit of elixir. Right here is the first time that I do see the Mega Knight come into play, but right now he doesn't do anything to really take out that push. The Electro Wizard does actually a really good job at taking out the balloon, just like a good counter card to the balloon is the Electro Wizard. And we got the Executioner and the Mega Knight going at it over there. I'm able to stop it pretty decently, but now we got the Executioner coming in, so I'm going to use the Miner as a distraction card here, and I'm going to go ahead and use my Electro Wizard on all of that over there, because I don't want any of that to get to my tower. He does use his Mega Knight to come into play right here, and now I've got my Mega Knight that I've got to do something with, and then I'm going to go ahead and zap out the bats right here, and now the Inferno Dragon is actually kind of focused on my bats right here, which actually works out really good for me. I'm using the Goblin Gang as a distraction, and right here I'm able to take a 1 crown victory because I was able to distract the Mega Knight long enough. But that's a deck that I wanted to show you guys just because it was so similar to mine, and I was able to counter it by placing my cards in the appropriate places. Just be smart when you play. Don't get the Executioner to lock on the tower. Use the Miner, or let the Executioner lock on the tower, but then immediately put the Goblin Gang behind it so that the Goblin Gang survives, and make sure they're not surrounding the Executioner, things like that. But all right, let's get into another replay, and I want to show you one more time what this deck can do for you guys. All right, so here is the final deck that I want to showcase for you guys that we're playing against. And the reason that I wanted to show this one is because it's a spawner deck. He's got the Tombstone right here. I do believe he's got the Furnace and the Barbarian Hut as well. So right there, he's wasting a lot of elixir. I'm not really sure what he decided to do right there. But now finally the Knight and the Mini P.E.K.K.A come into play. But my tower is locked on to his tower right there. So there's not really a whole lot that he can do. I'm going to put my Goblin Gang in the back, but the Mini P.E.K.K.A is focused on the tower, but my Goblin Gang is finally able to distract, and he does get my tower only down to 1579, but I'm able to take out that right tower really quickly with the balloon because he wasn't doing any type of job to distract. So right now I just have to defend. I want to make sure that I don't lose my tower, which is down to 1579 right there. He plays the Furnace, which is going to slowly do a lot of chip damage if I don't do anything about it. So what I'm going to do is, at some point here, I do use my Electro Wizard to jump down on them as my play card because I am so high up in Elixir. Actually, I believe that I do that right here. So that way it's not doing any damage to it. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and put my Mega Knight over here. And I want to try to do as much as I can, but my Mega Knight gets shot by, unfortunately, both of those Fire Spirits, and the Mini P.E.K.K.A is coming in, doing a lot of damage to that tower on the left-hand side, getting it down to 1169, which is actually really unfortunate to me. So he's placing his Goblin Gang. a smart move on his part. My bats are going to do it the best that they possibly can, but unfortunately they're going to die to the fire spirits because they have virtually no health at all. So he does get my tower down to 773, so he's making a really nice strong push with his spawner deck right now. And so I have to be really careful about how I'm going to do this. So my Electro Wizard is able to stop that, but right here, there's not really going to be anything I can do against that mini P.E.K.K.A. So I need to get my Goblin Gang down as quickly as possible. Right now would be perfect time to have a log. This is exactly why you typically have a log in all of my decks, is because of situations like that, because they could have taken out the furnace, all of that, and done a little bit of damage to the tower. So his perfectly timed fireball hits most of my bats, but I'm able to kind of save it as best I can, but he does get it down to 205. So right here, I'm putting my Goblin Gang and my Balloon and my Miner, and now doesn't really have a whole lot of air defense right there. He's got a little bit of the Goblin Gang doing a little bit there. But I'm able to zap that out, protect my tower as best I can, but I do lose it right here due to that Goblin Barrel. But I do have his tower down to 1122, so right now it's a fairly even match. So again, I'm just going to keep doing the chip damage right now if you wanted to. If you don't have like the Mega Knight, do Poison, just because you can do a minor Poison and cycle it really quickly. And then that way, it's just going to keep doing the damage that you need it to. He does have the Goblin Barrel coming in. I'm going to go ahead and use my Electro Wizard right here. Bats are going to take care of the mini P.E.K.K.A. No problems there. And then the other thing that I'm going to do right here, because I'm going to lose my bats really fast to those Spear Goblins, I'm going to put my own Goblin Gang down, because I don't want those Goblins to do any damage to my tower at all. And right here, I'm going to do my Miner all the way to the back again. Again, just slowly doing the damage I need to. Goblin Gang is going to be put down to stop that mini P.E.K.K.A. of course. And then the Balloon is going to finish it up right here with a single drop, and that is game. 2 crowns to 1 in that one. And the reason I wanted to show that one is because the Balloon was so easily distracted by all 3 of those buildings that I wasn't able to get to the tower as quickly as I wanted to. But I was able to use my Miner to do a lot of the chip damage, and then eventually send in my Balloon for a one last final kill. So anyway, that's 3 decks that I played against that hopefully you guys can see how this deck is used. Use it to your advantage. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you guys. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit and tricks for the Legendary challenge that is now going on. It ends in 3 days, so typically it's going to be a Sunday night and, well, Monday morning, whatever, at 2 o'clock my time anyway. That's what time this challenge will be done for me. So hopefully you guys just use your free entry. If not, give it to me. I'll definitely take it. I wish there was a way to do that, because if you guys aren't going to use it, I would love it. But anyway, if you guys are enjoying my content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If this is a deck that you guys are going to try, let me know with a yes or a no down in the comment section. If you guys made that far, you guys are awesome. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it, and you guys stay gaming. Wow.